guys, welcome back to a new episode. Today we're going to be speaking about the elephant in every room, which is money, how much it takes to travel Australia full time, and also how much money we took away with us when we started our travels, and also how we make money whilst we're on the road. So it's a bit of an awkward subject and people don't tend to like talking about money, but we're going to open up a can of worms today and try to address all the questions you may have for us. And this is actually a video that everyone wanted to hear about in the Q&A, but we thought we'd got so many questions on it, we might as well do a full video on it. So here it is, guys. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope we cover everything that you're wondering about money. So
before we get into the money stuff, we thought we'd give you a little bit of background on us and what we've been doing in the past. So Keelan is an electrician and he's been qualified for about a year now. And I'm a high school teacher and I've been teaching for about 4 years now. So obviously before I started teaching, I was at uni for 5 years, getting no income whatsoever. And
poor us.
And Keelan was living down south, still at his parents' house.
In this house that we're in right now.
He was obviously on apprentice wages, however, very good saver, as opposed to me who needs like a goal to save. If I didn't have a holiday booked or something to save, I just spend my money.
She sucks.
I was literally just sitting down looking on like online shopping. It's so bad. So to save, my mum actually made me read a book. It was called Barefoot Investor. I'm not a reader. I hate reading books. I've only just started reading again since we've been away. But this book is actually really easy to read and it's entertaining. And then when I met Keelan, I also made him read it.
Money is such a massive factor in traveling, and it traps a lot of people, and they sort of think that they need a lot of money to be able to do what we do. Like for us, we were just sick of the 9-to-5 job, and we were making decent money, like obviously being an electrician and a high school teacher with a master's, like obviously we're making decent money, but life became more about like just the repetitive going to work, going to bed, waking up, doing the whole thing again. It was just so repetitive, and we thought, why not travel while we're young and experience all this while you're young? And a lot of young people out there are actually scared to do this, and I'm so amazed that they are, because it isn't scary at all. Once you dive in, the hardest part is dipping your toes in, and then once you're in the water, it's smooth sailing. So don't be scared, and literally the whole money thing is different for everyone. Everyone can make do with different amounts of money. Like we know people that literally spend zero of their money on the road. They free camp, they eat like so well but so cheaply. They're healthy, they don't stink, they still have showers. And
then there's the opposite. Some of our friends who are like eating steaks every night and like booking like the best campsites. So it just depends what you want and how much you want to spend. It's
crazy, but thought we'd give you guys some background on why we've decided to do this and start the channel and show you guys what we've been up to and stuff. So if you are new here, make sure you do go back and watch some of our old videos, and you might get a bit of context on what we're all about and what we do. So without flapping the gums anymore, let's bloody get into talking about the money.
So before we left on our trip, my goal was to have $20,000 in cash in my bank account after paying for the van. So the van that we bought was around $40,000 and we went halves in that. So on our way over to pick up the van, I was thinking like, Jesus Christ, there's no way I'm going to be able to save $20,000 after buying this van. And I did have like a little bit of a moment where I was like, what have we done? Like, we can't afford this. But we got back and saved hard, and then when it was getting towards like a few months till we left, that's when I was like, okay, we're going on a trip around Australia.
Committing.
We're committing. This is real. And it was just so easy to save. Like I said, I need goals to save. So like once I get close to the date, that's when I start saving really hard. It's like when I was at uni, if I had an assignment due, I wouldn't do it until the day before.
It's just human nature, I guess, but I think a big thing in saving is goal setting. So having a goal in mind and hitting it. And for me, like goal setting was huge for me. And during my apprenticeship, I ended up saving roughly $75,000 on apprentice wages, which is pretty mind-blowing considering I have way less than that now and I'm a tradesman. Half of my money was tied up in shares and on the cryptocurrency exchanges. So for me personally, I didn't really have too much of a goal, but I think that because I saved hard during my apprenticeship, I didn't have any pressure on me. So I didn't really have a set amount before we left, but when we left here, I had $30,000 in cash in my bank account, and that's after I've bought the Prado and half the van as well. So, and as well as having 20 grand in shares and cryptocurrency. So,
but you also sold your old Prado to go towards your new Prado.
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't just all savings.
Yeah. So the Prado that we've got now, I spent $30,000 on, and then it was pretty much stock as a rock. So modifying it for this trip around Australia cost a little bit of money, but I think that in the end it's got there and it's a sick setup for us and we love it, and yeah, it's definitely worth it. But I didn't have a loan on anything. Like, I've never even had a credit card before, which is probably really bad for my credit rating. I'll probably go in for a house loan when I'm 30, 40 and they'll probably reject me even though I've got a heap of money. I've got no credit score on anything. So pretty much, yeah, I'm just so against loans and owing people any money, and I saved super hard during my apprenticeship, and yeah, that's pretty much where I'm sitting. But we've spent a little bit of money on this trip around WA at the moment. Obviously we're back home now and we're not working or anything. This is sort of our job now, so.
But on loans, if you do have loans, that's fine. Like, I've had a loan before. I had to get a loan to get my car. Like I said, I was at uni full time, so not all of us are in the situation where we have income coming in.
Yeah.
So if you can't afford to get something and you do have to get a loan, like if it's a last resort, that's okay. But try to pay off all of those loans before you go on your trip. Phones, cars,
Yep.
credit cards, whatever you've got, pay it off before you go on your trip, because there's nothing worse than monthly having to pay your loans back. Even if it is a phone, like, pay the $2,000 outright, get your phone, and then just get a BYO SIM or prepaid SIM.
And sell your kids, because loans and kids aren't cheap. So
yeah, the bakery will be expensive with kids.
yeah, imagine going out to the bakery for lunch and getting 4 pies. It'd cost you bloody $30. So
Maybe more than that.
anyway.
Our budget breakdown for expenses while we're on the road. Our main cost is fuel, obviously, $200 a week, and we only tend to drive about an hour a day, unless we're like trying to get somewhere.
Yeah. When we fuel up hard and we fill the tanks, because it's just nothing worse than having to run to the servo every day. So that's something to keep in mind. And diesel prices at the moment are astronomical. So there's a bit of a tie-up in the world between oil and gas. So fuel prices here in Australia are absolutely bullshit high. So keep that in mind, $180 to $200 bracket. So
our next cost is food, and we've included our takeout in that. So typically we only really spend about $70 a week on groceries. We actually do it quite well. And then the other cost is takeaway. We are a sucker for like bakeries, and if we're near the KFC.
Yeah, the colonel takes our money every time we look at him and look him in the eyes. He ropes us in and takes our money, but we always walk out of there with no money, but we're definitely feeling nice and full in the belly, and we never regret it. So you've got to have your guilty pleasures on the road, guys. There's no point being, down the line and just it's bloody broccoli, rice and chicken every night, like you got to splurge a little bit, and KFC's our splurge. Oh yeah, and coffees, yeah.
If we're like being remote for a while, so like when we're in Warra for 2 weeks and then we went into Coral Bay, like we have to get coffee. We've been at the beach for 2 weeks.
Yeah, you got to get coffee or whatever you want. You got to have little splurges, guys. There's nothing worse than being stiflers, so.
Our next cost is accommodation. This one really is never the same. We typically try and stay at low cost or free camps majority of the time. And we'll stay at a caravan park normally every 10 days.
Purely if it's super hot and we want to run the aircon. So the aircon in our van's 240 volt only. We'd love to have an aircon that runs off the battery, so we would avoid going to caravan parks altogether. But also while we're at caravan parks, we tend to do our laundry, which we use the washing machines, which are normally either broken or they chew up your money and don't wash your clothes. But that's normally the reason.
They take your money and wash your clothes half.
Yeah, and they put dog hair all over your clothes. Anyway, but that's normally why we go to a caravan park. It's literally for nothing else. And normally while we're there, we just sit down, we put our heads down, bums up, and we bloody edit.
Caravan parks, to wash your clothes, it's normally about $5. And then laundry mats are normally $6 to $7. So you do need to factor that in. We only do our washing like once every 2 weeks because mainly we're lazy.
Yeah.
So it's about $7 a fortnight for us to get our washing done.
Which is bugger all. The colonel could just glance at us and take $7 off us just like that. So
So in WA, the caravan parks are normally around $35 to $45. That's like a reasonably cheap priced caravan park. However, if you're going into places like Broome, Coral Bay, that's when it gets to more expensive, and Coral Bay was charging like $55 for an unpowered site. So
bullshit.
Yeah. So it can get very expensive, but we always go to like the cheapest caravan park in town. We don't care about the reviews or how dirty or bad it is,
and
as long as we're safe
Yeah.
and can get our washing done.
We'd rather put our money into like a cheaper caravan park run by a family business than to, you know, the big, we won't mention them, but the bigger companies that just, you know, you're just a number, nothing matters, so we'd rather put our money into the local economy anyway.
So the other costs that we have are car repairs. This has been super rare for us.
But saying that, we do know other travelling couples that have had thousands and thousands of dollars worth of repairs. We've been super lucky with car repairs. We've had one starter motor and that's about it. So, and a tyre. So that's super good for a lap around WA.
The other cost that we need to consider is our servicing costs, which is about
5,000 every 5,000 Ks, and it costs about $200.
Yep. And then our next cost is alcohol. So if you've watched our Q&A, you know that I don't really drink much, so I'll probably spend like $50 a month. And Keelan...
But we all know I love a beer.
Keelan, how many beers have you had?
Had a couple. Love a frothy, especially if they're cold, not Kimberley cool. No, I'm just going to keep dodging the questions and start talking about beers. I actually like drinking 150 Lashes, which isn't the cheapest beer. I'd love to, you know, say that I'm a hammer and tongs sort of guy, which is literally like Hollandia quality crap. But I can't drink that stuff. I know what I know, and I normally drink about a carton a week, if not a little bit more or a little bit less. It depends week to week, but that's around $60, $70 a week just on alcohol for me. But there's unhealthy habits out there, so I'm
not trying to justify it.
I'm very happy with that. So the next cost is insurances, regos, licenses, yada yada. It's pretty much something that's variable person to person, so it's really hard for us to factor this into our budget because it probably doesn't apply to you. Like our insurance is different to Joe Bloggs down the road, so $1,000 probably a year. And then $1,000 in other stuff, so it's probably like $2,500 max.
You've got insurance, rego, roadside assistance, caravan insurance.
So it's around $50 a week, give or take. Just that covers all your insurances and stuff, I reckon.
Pay annually, save a little bit of money. And then a last cost is all of our subscriptions. So we've got Epidemic Sound, which we use for all of our YouTube videos.
Which you guys would have noticed, better music.
People were ragging us on our music, so we thought we'd get some proper good stuff. How much is that a month?
$20 a month, but our patrons are supporting us with that one, so thanks heaps to all our patrons. You guys make it happen, so couldn't do it without yous.
And then the other ones are our Spotify. Big shout out to Mum, because she put us on the family Spotify, both of us. So we actually don't have to pay for our Spotify because Mum and Dad do that. And then I've got Netflix, which I share with my brother and sister, so that makes it a little bit cheaper. And
so pretty much we're saying suck your family dry of all their money, and it makes it cheaper for you on the road. So let's talk a little bit about how we make money on the road. So there's a few revenue streams that we have set up, and the first one being YouTube. So a few months ago, we hit the threshold to be able to put ads on our YouTube videos, which you may or may not have seen in this video already. So when you guys see an ad, we will get 0.001 cent from you looking at that ad. Even if you do skip the video, we still get money, even though a lot of YouTubers say that you don't get money for skippable ads, which is rubbish. You do get paid per skippable ad. It's just really, really minute. So that is probably one of our biggest revenue streams at the moment, which is making a little bit of money, but obviously it's not enough to sustain you on the road or anything like that. But it is nice to have some sort of income coming in that does put food in our mouths, KFC in our bellies, and keeps us caffeinated on the road, being able to buy a coffee every now and again. So our second revenue stream would have to be our Patreons. So like I said, these guys support us in massive ways. We couldn't do this without them. They're legends. Like half of our camera gear that we've bought the microphone, the ability to purchase Epidemic Sound subscription to put better music on our videos. All them little things are paid by our Patreons. So we put aside this money that we get donated to. And the way it works is we release our YouTube videos a week early for our Patreons. So every YouTube video you guys see, they'll be released early to our Patreons so they can see them first. And pretty much that's the smallest way we can give back to them. It's so hard to give back to people that give so much to us.
And they also see our vlog posts early, and we have a Facebook group for all of our patrons where we catch up with them personally. So it's really nice. And
soon we're going to have merch as well, which I should mention before, which could also be a revenue stream for some people. It isn't for us at the moment, but I know a lot of people do sell their own merch. A lot of bigger YouTubers have a lot of merch. Like, you'd only have to have a quick look at YBS, like Brody Moss, everyone knows about him. He has a massive merch line.
So with the merch, a lot of people that we have met on the road have said they jumped the gun with buying merch and trying to sell it, and they've said like they've actually been left with a lot of merch that they can't sell. So I feel like before you jump in and make some merch and try and sell it, make sure that you do have like a little bit of a platform or following behind you.
And you've got people teed up to buy it, because that's the reason why we haven't made any yet, because we're scared of making it and then just having it all and no one wanting to buy it. Yeah, it is very expensive.
There's so many young couples out there that are doing absolutely amazing with their merch or their products that they're selling. Like, we recently got a rug from Wandering More, and like they're a young couple selling their stuff. So people are doing well. One that we'll talk about is affiliate marketing. So our main company that we do affiliate marketing with is iTech World. So basically what affiliate marketing is you partner up with a company and they'll give you a discount code. So our discount code for iTech World is SKT10, which gives our viewers 10% off. And then if our viewers use that code to get discount, we then get a small amount of commission. It's a win-win for customers and us as the in-between man.
It's win-win-win if you partner up with a good company that's you want to affiliate your name to.
So the next part of our income is sponsored posts on Instagram. So pretty much all it is it's a company paying you to promote their product on Instagram. So for example, Apple might come to us and say, hey guys, can you post some photos of our product on your Instagram, and we'll pay you X amount to do that. So pretty much all it is you're getting paid for creating the content and putting the product on your Instagram. So
using your platform to promote their product.
So the way that we find sponsored posts is either brands will reach out to us and see if we're interested. B, you could reach out to a brand that you want to promote personally. Or 3, there's a few social media apps that you can use. So the first one that we use is Tribe. And pretty much all it is an app where there's a list of jobs going at the moment. You have to first create the content for the company, post it on the app. The company will then come back and say you're approved or you're not approved. If you're approved, you post the content on your Instagram, you get paid for it. If you don't get approved, you've then gone and created content for no reason. So it's pros and cons to that one. And then the second app is Vamp, which is very similar. There's companies looking for creators. You apply for it. You don't actually have to create the content. You apply, say what industry you're in. So we're in travel and tourism. How many followers you have, how engaged your audience is, blah, blah, blah. And then they'll come back and say yes or no, and then you create the content.
It's a pretty competitive market, and if you're not exactly what they're looking for, they quite easily say no. So
they're very particular.
So don't feel bad if you get turned down by these companies. Thousands of people apply for these jobs, so it is quite competitive, but that is also a really good way of making money on the road.
And they're putting money into advertising, so like obviously these companies are going to be super picky with what they approve and don't approve.
If they don't like your haircut, which I'm surprised any companies want to go with us, but
Maybe we should get into like hair products and stuff.
Probably Pantene if you're out there watching. Another one is product for content, guys. So companies quite often send us products for free to provide content, take a photo, put it on our story, whatever. Like I said before, it's the same as the affiliate marketing stuff. Like, don't be scared to say no. Like, obviously it's your decision and it's your audience that you're putting your name to. So don't be scared to say no, but also great opportunity to get some good gear and either pay nothing or
And learn to take photos of products
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah,
So.
and you'll build your skills as well.
Mm.
And then lastly, the most conventional way of making money on the road is actually getting a real job.
This is a real job.
Yeah. So for us, we don't really like this option because we're enjoying doing what we're doing, providing content for you guys. But saying that, there's so many jobs on the road at the moment. Like Mark McGowan has shut the borders. No one can get in. Given that, no one can get a job here because there's no one here. So we were just in Broome. It's double its capacity at the moment, which is super rare. We know people that have walked straight into a bottle shop, busiest bottle shop in Broome, right on Cable Beach, boom, job. And we've heard this happening in most country towns in WA, so don't be scared, especially if you're in WA. Our tourism industry is booming. Everyone hit the road and then run out of money. You can get work doing anything.
A lot of our friends do work for accommodation, so they'll clean, for example, the toilets in the caravan park, and then they get free accommodation every night. So there's heaps of options to save money on the road. Constant
options. We get offered, being obviously Sparky and school teacher, there's so many jobs for us, and we just say no because we can't be bothered.
I've been offered relief work that many times. I'm just not ready to get back into it.
Go into the last segment that we'll talk about, and that's any advice that we'd give to you guys if you're looking at doing similar things to us.
So my advice would be, make sure you've got savings behind you. It's going to make you super comfortable on the road, and just do it.
Yeah.
It's the best decision we've ever made, and it's been so much fun. So. And
similar to Sarah's, mine would be, if you don't be stressing if you've got like $2,000, like if you hit the road, you'll make it work no matter what. Like, it's human instincts to worry about things that may not even happen. So the best thing you'll ever do, just jump straight in, because 1, you'll get a job on the road if you run out of money. 2, you'll have the best time of your life. And 3, you'll meet amazing people, see amazing places, and you won't be looking back, I can tell you that much. So
what's worse that could happen?
You go home.
Go home, get back into the job you had before.
Who cares? Well, yeah, hopefully they take you back after you quit. But yeah, no, it's as simple as that. And we meet people all the time that are worried, and they message us and they ask for advice and stuff. And literally, we're no gurus at this. We just took the plunge, and yeah, it's paid off for us. We're having the best time, and we can't wait to continue it for the next couple of years. So pretty much just commit, guys. And if you want to do a YouTube sort of channel like we do it, don't be scared to do that either. A lot of people, the bigger channels, they say don't do a YouTube because they don't want to have to compete with you guys, but we're saying like do it, like it's sick. Like, you'll be able to it's fun. You'll be able to look back on it, and if you've got a passion in creating stuff, if you're a bit of creative touch, like it's sick. Like, we love doing it. Sarah spends endless time doing what she does. I do endless times at editing, and we're not getting paid that much, guys, trust me. So we're just doing it because we love it. So don't be scared to do that either. Go for it, Don't be scared. So anyway, thanks heaps for watching, guys. I hope you got something out of this one. We certainly like talking about how we make all this happen. So if you do have any questions, pop them in below, or answer the comments on Saturday or Wednesday or whenever this is coming out. And 10% off iTech World. Use that affiliate code that we've talked about before. And also we've got a Patreon, so don't be scared to sign up for that. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you in the next video.